as well. So let's go, 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 go. It is time for this week's iCast Your Freaking Awesome Replays. The challenge, of course, over the last week was extremely inefficient weapon, where you needed to be facing down with an opponent. They're there holding their sawn-off shotgun. You pull out a spoon and you say, "Are you ready to get fucked?" And they're like, "What?" And then you hit them in the eye with your spoon and then very slowly start to like kill them with your spoon. It takes a long time. It's inefficient. It's weird to watch. At least that's how I imagined and kind of got the idea of how these games would play out in my head. So let's see if it actually matches up to the challenge. Dot here, homesick today, closing my door because I am exceptionally loud and I should have probably done that myself. You can close it all the way. Thank you. To insulate the noise of my annoying voice as I make dick jokes for the next hour and a half. So the door is closed, the room is insulated. Let's introduce these players. Up here in the top right hand side in the red, representing the Cutie Club, it's Zyad. Zyad, a big fan of dryads. I know some of you weebs out there are into cat girls. I didn't know that was a thing until recently. Zyad is more into nature porn. He's like, nah, I like dryad girls and stuff like that. He's into the weird stuff. He's like, if she doesn't have roots and saplings growing off her, then I'm not into it. That's just a heads up for all of you. Zyad's very comfortable with me sharing this private information about him. Don't worry. Don't worry, he's fine with it. He's in chat right now. You guys can ask him more questions for details on that topic. Down here in the bottom left-hand side in the blue, it's Nankori. Because Zyad rhymed with dryad. That's it. That's it. What can I say, guys? I go deep sometimes. Of course, if you guys want to get your replays in for next week, the challenge is hipster as fuck. Get an underused upgrade and use it excessively. So you guys can figure that out. I played a game just then where I decided to use Cloaked Ghosts in TVT, which very rarely get used in the early mid game. And I actually managed to land some sick nukes, so that was kind of sick. So get in there. Maybe you're going to neuroparasite some shit. Maybe you're going to, I don't know, go for warp prism speed, observer speed. There's tons of weird upgrades. Get in there, figure out what you're going to do with it. Show us what you got. Oh no, Zyad! Oh no. Now Barracks is like, god damn it. Can you guys move please so I can land? And the single Zergling's like, nah man, nah. The Drilly boys are going to be forced off the line. They have to fight. They need to allow this wall to get back up. Nankori trying to continue to fight here. He's going to try and find the choke, but a Drilly boy surround. A beautiful SCV drill comes through, and 3 SCVs surviving on red hit points. Zyad, the Dryad, landing some great defense there. That could have actually gone a lot worse, but Ling Speed's about to finish, and there are more Lings coming across the map. Don't let him in. Don't lower the wall. You're trapped, mate. Sorry, dude. You're the sacrificial SCV. And that one will go down. No gas is mining, so it's just Speedlings being rallied at a wall right now. Nankori with 600 minerals in the bank is finally going to decide to drop a hatch. Sorry, that's 1,000 minerals in the bank and then drops the hatch. A Marine standing behind this wall, a couple of Drilly boys repairing. Are they the problem solvers we need, though? They're like, hey, as long as we repair this side, there's no way we can die, right? This guy's like, idiots, get over here. You gotta repair the other side of the wall. They're all still just standing there. They're like, nah, you got it, Dennis. Dennis is like, I can't actually out-repair 3 Zerglings attacking at a time. Finally, his buddy, Barry, gets over there. And Barry, always a helping hand, does keep that wall alive for now. So yeah, guys, get your replays in. As always, if you want the rules for Icyfar, go to my Twitch chat, twitch.tv/x5_pig, and type !Icyfar, I-C-Y-F-A-R. I cast your freaking awesome replays is an easy way to remember that. If you're wondering why it's just a random word that's not a word. Even if I'm not online, if you type !Icyfar in my chat, you will get the topic. The current up-to-date topic, because I do get a lot of submissions still of people sending them in to my email, which is not where they're meant to go, because I don't want to know what happens in these replays. My mods are the ones who choose the best ones for me. I like to be nice and surprised. Garbage trucks making a lot of noise outside, so just going to shut that window. So make sure you send those replays in, and a lot of people also send replays in of the old topic that's already been cast. So make sure you do always check. If you're someone who watches on YouTube, go to my Twitch channel and check the up-to-date Icyfar challenge to make sure you're actually submitting something that makes sense for the weekly challenge. That all being said, that's 3 factories. I feel like Zyad may enjoy the Mechios. High in fiber, high in metallic goodness, burny explosions. It's a good composition, and definitely something you'd expect from someone who is, of course, part of the Beastie Boys. That one Marine on the outside of the wall lured quite a few Lings to their death. Behind this, Nankori going up to the third base. Building more Zerglings, still has not droned up that natural and has made a Baneling nest. I'm feeling like there's a pattern in Nankori's play, which is, I'm a Zerg player and I want to bash Zerglings and Banelings into your wall until you lose. And I feel like after you've shown mass Zerglings at the front for 4 or 5 minutes straight, I feel like there's something the Terran player usually expects, and that's you to keep bashing Ling Bane into a wall. Unfortunately for Nankori, Nankori's problem solving seems to be at the depth of, I'm going to keep crashing Ling Bane into your wall. After we've done 6 waves, we're going to do it again. It's actually starting to drone behind this, so it's not all in, but there is one tank on the high ground, and that's usually about all you need. Oh my god, Zyad's so safe. Walling off the front completely as well. This mass of Zerglings providing absolutely nothing. Oh, the barracks lifts! The Lings get in, and they are going to get a pretty decent surround on the Hellions, but that tank splash from the high ground obliterates them. And you know what? It wasn't great losing the Hellions, but it's still an awesome trade for Zyad. Nankori could have been droning up. That could have been an extra 15 or 16 workers, and Nankori could have had a sick economy. And instead, Nankori's down on workers. Does have creep spread. There's no real pressure on him, so he could still get into a good position in this game. But I gotta say, Nankori showed some interesting ways of just bashing their head in. So I'm still not sure if it's Zyad or Nankori, because these are both names that ring a bell to me. That submitted this replay. I know Zyad's a regular submitter of replays. I think Nankori has actually submitted 1 or 2 before. So Zyad can let me know in chat. I mean, don't even let me know. Don't even let me know. I don't want to be spoiled. Because so far, I've seen a very inefficient Zerg bashing their head against the Terran. And I kind of don't want to know, because usually when I know who sent the replay in, then I can figure out who wins. So I'm gonna avoid reading chat for the next minute or so. Make sure I don't get spoiled on that one. And what have we got? We've got 41 drones versus 40 SCVs. A couple of Banelings on the way. No upgrades there. +1 is on the way for Zyad. Floating a third down as well. This one boy is like, hey, I'm going to block your command center. The Marines are like, nope. Nope, 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 nope. You dead. Do take out that Zergling, allow the command center to land. This one pervy boy, by the way, the absolute hero. He unfortunately did not bring a change of pants, so he's a little bit goopy right now up there on that high ground. He's been watching for a long time, seen a lot of intimate Terran goings on. He's radioed them back home. And that, of course, has been kind of like a erotic radio for the other overlords, because they're all plugged into the same neural network, right? So the one overlord that watches kind of has to be really good at describing it, so the other overlords can also get their rocks off, if you know what I'm talking about. We do have a Spire on the way for Nankori. Meanwhile, Zyad is not building any things that shoot up. There's 5 unupgraded Marines, which have a pet doggo over there, by the way. They're trying to lure it over. They're like, oh, come get some snacks. And the doggo's like, nah, fuck off. I'm just going to wander around New Repugnancy, mate. You know this map's a trash heap, right? There's literal fucking trash piles. It's awesome. This place is like a fucking big doggo playground, man. So he's just going to hang out. A mass tank Marine push coming. I mean, this is pretty good if you hit before the muters come out, but there's nothing that shoots up. Okay, a Thor is finally on the way. Zyad here, getting +2 weapons, getting 3 bases established, does have an engineering bay, so Zyad has definitely felt the wrath of the Mutalisk before. Is not sieged up right now, and that's a lot of Ling Bane. Oh my god, Zyad. What the fuck? Nothing like just headbutting onto creep. The extreme efficient usage of these siege tanks. I believe I'm getting, yeah, we've got my fact checker out there, is actually right now in the records hall of Florencio Science School, and my fact checker, Mr. Milton, he says, yes, it's confirmed. Zyad is actually a graduate student at Florencio Science School, so he's actually doing his master's in Florencio levels of efficiency right now, and we could see that fight there was very much the sort of fight which, you know, you've got to go to Florencio school to learn that one. I don't know if you guys have heard, but siege tanks If you siege them up, your opponent's not going to fight into it, and they're going to actually go and take good engagements. So you've got to mind game your opponent by purposely not sieging so that your opponent can take some bad engagements that are also good. So if they take good bad engagements rather than bad good engagements, they get overconfident and cocky, and then your siege tanks get more efficiency by engaging in good bad, bad good engagements. So Zayed, of course, he's actually writing his thesis on good bad engagements at the moment, as we saw from that mass unsiege tank push into Lingbane. It was beautiful. Luckily for Zayed, he knows how to build command centers. So he's definitely got some science backing this up. He's also, let's double check, okay, he definitely hasn't learnt too much from Florencio Science School. We've got 3 separate control groups, 5 command centers on one, rather than just one, 4 factories, and a bunch of siege tanks and Thors are all control grouped. At least use F2, buddy. What kind of sick shit is this? Call yourself a graduate student. You need to go back to fucking first year, mate. Learn how to stop using control groups. Nankori there also decides, you know what? You A-moved tanks into Lingbane. I'm going to A-move mutas into Mass Thor. Takes out 1 Thor for 12 mutas. So let's do a little bit of maths there. A Thor is 300 minerals and 200 gas. 12 mutas is 1200 minerals and 1200 gas. So if you take 1200 on the minerals, then you divide it by the 300 minerals, you get 4. So basically those mutas were 4 times more efficient than the Thors in that engagement. And he actually cleared up a lot of supply, which he needs right now, because Nankori is already halfway to maxed out. So Nankori is strategizing here and is really just making sure he's ready for the Terran Terracizers. He's going to make sure that he brings freedom. He's gonna fight against the Terran Scourge with Mass Lingbane, the best anti-mech composition in the game. Banelings versus Thors. Now, I don't know, Nankori, we call this doing a Nest T. Let's see if Nankori can pull off the most epic engagement of all time. Do Banelings beat Mechio units? None of these are light. None of them take bonus damage, but they are clumped. Juicy. The tanks once again unsieged in true Florencio fashion. And the Banelings actually get a half-decent engagement, but there's just not enough Zerglings on the ground. The completely unupgraded Zerglings are failing to really inflict a lot of damage there, but another wave coming in. They're going to go in a few Zerglings at a time. He says, I could wait for another 20 Lings and take a decisive engagement, or we could go in piecemeal. And remember, whenever Nankori has a choice, it's going in a little bit at a time. You know, this really is 2 people jabbing each other with a spoon. If you've ever seen a prison fight where they're shanking and it looks really savage, replace the shanks with spoon. It has a certain humorous effect. And I feel like that's what we're getting to now, where you're like, ooh, you jabbed me in my liver 16 times with a spoon. It slightly hurts. And it's like, oh, got you good, mate. Or watch out, I'm going to E-move some more spoons into your liver over here. Then Corey's like, ha! Knocked the spoon out of your hand, fucked your unsieged tanks up. Zayed's like, that's right, I stole 3 spoons from dinner. Guess what? Pulls another spoon out, another pack of unsieged tanks is like, let's get fucked, mate. A 1-1 just finished up, so the Lings are getting upgrades, but the tanks just got 2-1. So they're even better upgraded right now. They still can't 2-shot. Oh no, they are 2-shotting the Lings now, actually. Oh my god. Did you guys know that +2 vehicle weapons in unsieged form is actually a very important upgrade in unsieged tank versus Lings? I'm learning with you guys. They're actually 2-shotting the Zerglings because they are doing 19 times 2. Before they were doing 18 times 2, I believe. Was it 16 times? I don't fucking know what the upgrades give. Basically, they're 2-shotting Lings now. It's important. This is valuable. Planetary Fortress on the south side is not being made. What about this base? Nope, not there either. Zayed said Planetary Fortresses are for cucks. I don't enjoy other men sleeping with me partner or me wife, so I enjoy the Dryads to myself. I'm just going to let all me workers die instead. And Nankori's like, okay, I will kill 20 workers. Unfortunately for me, you've still got 5 bases, 5 orbitals, and yeah, a whole shitload of these unsieged tanks. But you know what? I feel like Nankori's big brain finally starting to kick into beer. Kick into beer? That is kind of in the theme of what we're watching with these battles right now. I do feel like both players had a few tinnies before they started this game up. Because Nankori now is going to mass mutas, which is fucking awesome, except for the fact that they have no upgrades. And 1 round of Thors will obliterate like 47 Mutalisks. Right now, though, it's just unsieged tanks and a Thor. The question is, with +2 armor about to finish, can the Mutas even kill these tanks? Yeah, I mean, they can do a bit of damage. Oh, that's a big Thor volley. Okay, so they're going to take out the Thor first. Are the tanks going to go for it? They're just going to YOLO. They're like, we're too far on the map. We've just got to go. There's nothing on the ground for Nankori. So he's like, oh, I got to take him out. I got to take, +2 vehicle weapons taking a long time to finish. Finally kicks in. The tanks are taking a lot of damage, but these tanks, I mean, this is the most efficient way to use siege tanks right here. This, I mean, I had no idea what people were going to do with this challenge. And I got to say, already here in game 1, I am surprised. He just took out 3 drones with that siege tank push. A huge win for Zyad. Still upper base on his Zerg opponent. 14 siege tanks and a Thor is a very good trade for 3 drones. So Zyad's doing really well. I feel like Zyad here adding more tech labs on these factories, now producing Thors 4 at a time. And let's see, does Nankori decide to stick on the mutas? Oh my god, Nankori here also, I believe, may be in his first couple of years at Florencio Science School, because some of these lessons are fresh. Mutalisks and Zerglings on the same control group. That's what I like to see. Makes it really easy to spread those mutas out when they're fighting Thors, just to make sure you can minimize the splash damage. So I have a feeling Nankori may gift these Thors some jiztastic splash damage shots on the mutas. But the Lings are getting in. They're doing a bunch of damage right now. Where are those Thors? Okay, the first Thor gets a few shots, comes in from the north. Oh, 3 Thors from the south, and the mutas clumping up there beautifully. Nankori showing a spectacular ability to clump and maximize that splash damage. And indeed, yes, jiztastic is an adjective for those who did not know. It's a descriptive word that describes what just happened to those Mutalisks. It was disgusting, it was brutal, and they are now in Dicktown. It's a sticky place, but they're gonna hang around. They're gonna hang around. They want more. They want a little bit more of fun. He says, you know what? The mutas with +1 versus the 2/2 Thors seem to be doing well. Let's build more of them. Another 8 mutas on the way for Nankori. Still has not figured out that Roaches, Swarm Hosts, Vipers, Hydras, Ultras, anything is probably a better composition versus mech. You know, hats off to Zyad though, because I feel like Zyad's playing the long game. Zyad always plays mech, for those of you who can't tell. And Zyad is like, you know what? Hellions hard counter Zerglings. But if my opponents on the ladder know that, they're gonna stop making Massling Bane against mech. So he's purposefully not building Hellions. He's making like 1 or 2 Hellions per army, almost pure unsiege tank, because he's trying to befuddle the Zerg players into thinking mass Zergling Mutalisk is the way to beat mech. And this honestly is the long game. This is Zyad taking one for the team. For all you mech players out there, Zyad just wants the Zergs to build the wrong unit composition. He's willing to commit hard. So for all of you out there who don't commit hard enough, who don't go and really commit to making sure your opponents misunderstand what the fuck's happening in the game and misread what's a good composition, you guys need to just learn from Zyad. Zyad is like Batman. He is the Dark Knight, the hero that we don't deserve, but we absolutely fucking need, because oh god, the Lings and the mutas coming in. Look at this, Nankori's like, this is a great composition. It's doing well. It's doing well. He feels like it's a great idea. Both players headbutting in the least efficient way possible. A random 3 Hellions out in front of that army. The Lings and the mutas are going to come back and they say, that does look like an army we can beat. If past experience in this game taught me anything, it's that running into that with mass speedlings is going to do well. All the drones die on the north. The base goes down. There are infestors on the way with Neural Parasite, but they won't have the energy just yet. This one Hellbat down here goes in the mineral line and does take out a whole ton of workers. The tanks, the Thors coming down. There's a lot of Banelings morph. They're going to headbutt into it. Oh, I mean, you got to get a flank, surely, Nankori. Nankori shows the army, takes maximum splash damage, and is trying to clump these Thors because he wants those Thors he just wants them to unleash. He wants the Thors to unleash, and he's going to do it. Oh my god, the Banelings take out 2 siege tanks and a Thor. And apparently 7 Thors with 2-3 upgrades does beat 20 Mutalisks. A few infested Terrans. Will they turn the tide? I'm not sure. It turns out no. No? 0 infested Terrans don't beat 120 army supply of mech? I don't know what's going on in this game, and I think Nankori and Zyad didn't either. Because when your opponents repeatedly attack moving unsiege tanks on creep, and you're massing Ling Bane versus mech, the game gets into a strange space where you're wondering if both players are hypnotized. It's one of those 4 a.m. games where you're both drunk as shit. You're both sitting in your chair. If you guys ever played StarCraft when you're really fucked up, you're like really, really drunk or tired or something, you're just kind of like... You're fucking squinting because your eyes are glazed over. You can barely even see the screen and you're like, what's fucking happening, man? I feel like that game falls under that category. A beautiful submission there. Thank you very much, Zyad, for sending in that amazing replay. GG, well played. Unsiege tanks, pretty legit against Zerg. GG.